I'm Mary Matz, creator of Twisted Yarns. In this video, we're going to explore the spirit of Santa Fe. Vibrance of color and the passion for living are incorporated into this Santa Fe-inspired blanket. Just as the sun is the center of all New Mexican life, the sun is the core of the motif, radiating in the four directions of the compass. A band of black and white, representing good and evil, surround the core. One must make decisions as one passes through life's turmoils to emerge in self-expression as represented by the third level of color. Since each person's life work is unique, each motif is crocheted in its own combination of color, the only constant being the band of black and white. This is such an inspiring way to blend even the tiniest amounts of leftover yarn into the landscape of life. Later in the video series, we will border the motifs and set each individual life force into its place of honor in our blanket. The companion pattern is available by following the link in the description below. But for now, let's begin our adventure into the spirit of Santa Fe with the motif. And how you start it is you form a slip knot, slip it on your hook, and chain 4. Now I'm going to use a double strand of yarn just to weave in that end as I go. Then I'm going to insert my hook in the very first chain and slip stitch to form a ring. Now if you have any more yarn tail, just wrap it over and bury it as you go. Now chain 3. That'll count as the first double crochet. Then we're going to work another double crochet into the very same ring. Chain 3, work 2 double crochets into the ring. Chain 3, work 2 more double crochets into the ring. So you're doing this 2 double crochets into the ring 4 times with 3 chains in between. The first one happens to be a chain 3 and a double crochet, but then that's the second one. Here's the third one, chain 3 to form the corner, and then 2 more double crochets into the ring. Now we chain 3 to turn that corner. Now that we get to the end of the round, we're just going to go into the space between these two and slip stitch to join. Round 2 is done with the same color. And what we're going to do is chain 3, which will represent the first double crochet. Then we're going to work 1 double crochet in the same place as the slip stitch, which is right between the two. And then we're going to work 2 double crochets in the corner space, chain 3, and 2 double crochets in the corner. So we have this in the side, this in the corner, corner, and corner. Now we're going to jump over to the next space between the 2 double crochets of the prior round, which is right in here, and we're going to work 2 double crochets. It's a relatively straightforward pattern. Then we're into the corner. Continue around in the same fashion, working the sides and the corners. I'll meet you at the end. So you can see how we have this beautiful little square formed. Now we're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain right there to end the round. We can cut our yarn. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of yarn tail just so I have enough to conveniently weave in the ends. This motif has a lot of color changes, and it's important to make sure that you weave in your ends as you go. So in any corner space, insert the hook, pull up a loop, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Once again, I did that to weave that end in right off the bat. We still have a little tail to do, but we'll come back to that. In the corner, you're going to, now that counts as the first double crochet, so we're still going to do a second double crochet, chain 3, and 2 double crochets. The corners are pretty consistent on this. We're going to chain 2. Now we're going to skip the first 2 double crochets, and in the next double crochet we're going to insert our hook around the post of it. Let's do that again. So we're going to come in to the right of the next stitch and then come out to the left of it so that we're going around the post. We're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 to complete the double crochet. And we're going to do the same thing where we yarn over and we're going to work our double crochet around the post. See how that stands out like that? Now we're going to chain 2. In the corner space, we're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 3, and 2 double crochets. And chain 2 so that we span over these first 2 double crochets that we're skipping. Then we repeat across the side just as before and into the next corner, all the way around. I'll meet you when we get to the end. Chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join the round. So now we have this very interesting little shape. It gets more interesting even on the next round. We can cut our black and we're going to weave these ends in before we move on. With the right side of the motif facing you, you want to make sure the right side, see how this is a little bit different now? When the right side faces you, you're going to fold the black round over, and in the corner you're going to find round 2, which in this case is red. And you're going to hold that to the back and just slip stitch into that round as if the black round wasn't there. And you're going to chain 3, which once again represents a double crochet. And we're going to work another double crochet into that very same space between the 2 blacks, but on round 2. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work around the post of the stitches of round 2 that we skipped. So here we're going to do a double crochet. So here we're going to do the double crochet around the next one. And whenever you're going to skip these 2, we're going to work a chain 2. So it's pretty straightforward, but you just have to know where to work your stitches. So here we're working around the post, and you see how the white is in front of the black now? Chain 2. When you get to the corner, pull those 2 sets of black stitches apart so you can find the row 2 in between and work 2 double crochets in that stitch. Chain 2, and we're going to work around the next 2. Continue all the way around in the same fashion until you get to the end. I'll meet you then. Chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of that first double crochet, which is the chain 3 turning chain. And there we have it. Let's look at what we really have here. We have a peekaboo effect. So the black peeks through the white, and the white is right in front of the black. So we have a double layer. Now, this is what it looks like on the back. It is rather attractive. On round 5, we introduce yet a new color. In any of the side white stitches, we're going to insert our hook around the post and pull up a loop. And with a double strand, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That represents the first double crochet. Now you can pull that end through because we can weave that in later. Then we're going to yarn over and work a double crochet around the next white stitch. You want to always start on the right hand one of a group of 2, and you'll see in just a second. Now, as I said, the black peeks through, so now we're going to yarn over, insert our hook around the first black stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and complete the double crochet. Then around the next post of black, because in this row we're unifying the black and white row. Now on the next we'll go back to the white and work a double crochet around the white. And then in the next one, around that post. Now we peekaboo again with the black and work a double crochet around each of the black posts. Now we're at the corner. The corner is worked a little bit differently. First we're going to work around the first white, just like before. Then we're going to chain 2 and work around the second white. Then we're going to go back and work around the post of the black that peeks through and continue on down this side just like before. I'll meet you when we get to the end. And after I finish the last double crochet on the black, I'm going to just slip stitch right into the top of that, and once again I can cut my yarn. So there you have the Santa Fe motif. And you can see the beautiful little pattern it forms on the back. Although it is a one-sided afghan, this is the front. I hope you enjoyed creating your Santa Fe motif. In the next video in the series, we will add the desert-colored border, which represents the humdrum of daily living. While it contrasts the vibrant colors of each spirit motif, the border also joins them together in harmony. Please take a moment to subscribe and ring the bell to receive notifications of upcoming videos and events. Happy crocheting!